Hello and welcome to another episode of this Adobe Photoshop tutorial brought to you by OneLearn. In the previous video, we gave a little lecture about the term graphics design and just discussed what it was basically about. In this video, we're going to be working on our first project, project 1, and we're going to be using what we have learned so far to create a flyer. Enjoy. Hi, let's get started on our first project in our Adobe Photoshop tutorial. Now we're going to be designing this flyer. It's a flyer from freepik.com. It's a flyer designed by freepik.com, and we are going to be trying to replicate this exact banner using Photoshop application. We're going to get started immediately. The first thing we're going to do is to create the file. Okay, I'm going to use the A4 size because it does look like an A4 flyer. Okay. Then I'm going to design the background. First thing I'm going to notice here is the dark blue background here, and then there's a white background down here. So we're going to work with this first dark blue portion of the banner or flyer. Then we're going to see if we can add up the remainder of the elements. Okay. Remember, we're creating the exact flyer. So I'm going to go to blending options and turn this particular shape into a gradient color. You can do it in many ways. You can either go through blending options, or you can just come down here, fill color, come over to gradient. Okay, I'm going to select the two colors that are available here. The first color is this one at the top. Now I'll put the my background color as the bottom color. So now I have the two colors that were used. So the two colors, this one here and this one here. So I'm going to go back to my project. I'm already on shapes. This is the shape I'm using. This is my gradient. I'll pick the first color. First color is this. Second color is this. Okay, but I think I'm going to flip it. Okay. So we're going to flip it so that this is the darker part, this is the lighter part. We're going to flip it so that the darker part will be underneath and the lighter part will be on top. So you click on this. And I think we have our first part, which is this part, the top part. Then we're going to move directly into the shapes. Let's start with these shapes here. We have 3 polygons. We're going to design those 3 polygons. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So to design a polygon with 6 sides, you come over here, type in 6, enter. We're going to draw our polygon. Okay, that's our first polygon. Just a little bit bigger though. Take it up a little bit. Okay, so I will change the color to this color up here. It also looks like a gradient, so I'll just leave it at blue for now. I'm using my eyedrop tool to select the colors. If you notice, I'm using my eyedrop tool to select the color, so I can actually work with the same colors over and over. Here, this color. So we have our first color. Sorry, that's an error. Then we have a second color inside, which is a white color. Let's do that. Well, for that, I'm going to duplicate my polygon. Okay, I'm going to call this polygon inside polygon 1. And it's going to be white in color. I'm going to reduce the size a little bit. Sorry, I changed the color. If you want to change the color, you have to change it from here. Definitely. There we go. Next, we're going to do the third polygon. There are 3 polygons. I'm going to make this one the same color with the other one. Okay, no, exactly. I will use the size again. Using my transform controls, I am reducing the size, trying to reduce the size so it matches the exact size that I'm looking for. Okay, I think we have our first polygon. I'm going to copy this, I'm going to select these layers which make up the polygon. The first polygon, the inside polygon 1. I'm going to rename this to, inside polygon 1, inside polygon 2. I'm going to rename this. To select your layers, you click the first layer you want to copy, hold down your shift, click on the second layer you want to copy, and there we go, and then click on the folder. Now they are all inside the folder. That's what made up to make them up in the folder. We're just going to drag and drop them into the folder we have created. I will call this folder polygon 1. Okay, now we have our first polygon. So to get the second polygon, we just have to duplicate this. And we'll call this polygon 2. Sorry. We're going to put these two together. And then to get the third polygon, we'll duplicate this and call it polygon 3. I'm just going to put this there. And we have our 3 polygons. Okay. I think it's supposed to be bigger in size, so I'm going to try to increase the 3 of them together. Okay. Okay, I think we have our first polygon. We have the polygons which contains the images, and I think they're in the perfect position. So these polygons, I'm going to put them in a folder, all 3 polygons, and I'll call them right polygons. Alright, Alright, next we're going to be creating all these smaller polygons that are inside. We have a polygon here, we have a polygon here, we have a polygon here, and we have a polygon here. So we're going to create all that. Let's start with the one over here. It's a small polygon here. Okay, it also has a gradient. I'm going to select my color once again. Foreground color will be this, and background color will be this. Then I can choose the colors I want to use for my gradient. That's this. Okay. Now I'm double clicking to change the colors here. Like we discussed when we're working on gradients. I'm going to flip them. Okay. Okay, so I have gotten the bigger polygon. I'm going to increase the size a little bit. Then I will duplicate this polygon because it's another gradient. So I'm just going to select the colors for those gradients. The first color is the bottom color here. Okay, looks like the color is already gotten. Second color is this color, which is at the top here. So we already have those two colors, one in our foreground color, one in our background color. I'm going to duplicate this. Now you have to hold down your shift when you're resizing so you can get the perfect shape. So I'm going to change the color of this shape now. First color being this. Second color being this. Let's see. Yeah. Doing all that right. So we're going to move it a little bit to the left. Okay, we're good to go on that. I'm going to put that in a folder. I'm going to hold down my shift, select all, drag it and put it in a folder. We'll call it small right polygon. Okay, now we have this polygon here. Now let's try and put this one here. But from what I noticed, this polygon here is all. Let's just pick this one. This one here is the same polygon with this, but just in a bigger size. So I am going to carry this one, duplicate the small right polygon. I'll call it small background polygon. Background polygon 1, because we have a couple. I'll now move it to where it's supposed to be, right behind these ones. I'll increase the size a little bit, of course. Remember to hold down your shift when you're resizing so that you get the perfect aspect ratio. So I'm going to come over here, this polygon here at the background. Okay, I think I must have duplicated it twice. So I'm going to delete this. This is what we need. The color, I want to flip it. Okay, there we go. Then we have this one. Move it a little bit to the left. Then the folder. Try here. I will take this folder behind the right polygons. Take it down a little bit. Okay, we're good to go. Then I will do the next polygon by duplicating this one. Come over here, increase the size to make it bigger. Okay, I'm trying to make this one right here. Okay, let's do that. Okay, I'm going to change the color of this polygon to this color, obviously. And once again, it does look like a gradient, so I'm going to select the two colors that are available. This one is the first one, and this is the second color. I'm just selecting the color, then I'm going to come over here, pick the shape tool, go over to a color. Darker color goes first, then we have a lighter color. And for this one, I'm just going to increase I'm just going to remove the fill. Okay, now you can notice that all I'm trying to do right now is to get this place over here, but I don't need this one anymore in order to do that. I just need this single polygon. Sorry, let me rename this to 2. I just need this one. What I have to do is come over to stroke, change it to a gradient, remove this fill, then change the color of my gradient. Okay, now that we have that, I will increase the size of my stroke to big. Okay, seems just perfect. Then I will take it behind the other polygon. Okay, looks like it's too big. I'm going to reduce the size a little bit. Okay, I think we got it. Just a little bit more of the size. Okay, so tell me what you think. Still looks big. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what's next? We have this, we have this. We can put these little polygons down here. So I'm just going to take this polygon and put it down here. I'm going to take this polygon, put it down here, and then I'm going to make this polygon. So let's go. I have this polygon. I'm going to duplicate it. Come down here. Make sure it's in the perfect location. Seems like it's the biggest size. I'll put it down a little bit. And I'm going to change the color. Seems like the gradient seems to be flipped, so we're going to flip the gradient. Okay. Then we have this one. We're going to do this one now. I'm going to move this one inside a little bit. Okay, I will just simply take this polygon, duplicate it. Okay, sorry, I don't usually rename my polygons when I'm working. I would advise you to rename your polygon. Change this to 4. Three. Okay, this one should be on top of this one. Then we're going to change the color of this polygon. The first color should be this. Just make sure you get the perfect color. This color should be this. think we're good with that color. And then finally, okay, this is having a little bit of white. We're going to have to fix that. It's supposed to be darker. Yeah, I see white somewhere. Yep, okay, this is the white. I'm going to remove that. Okay, thank you. There was a little bit of white in our gradient that I must have fixed by mistake. So I had to remove it. And then the last one, which is this small polygon now here. I'm just going to duplicate this one. I'm going to reduce the size, of course. Put it under this. See why layers are very important. Without layers, you're going to exactly arrange your gradient. So we're going to change the colors of this gradient. Lighter one. And then the darker one. So we're not going to be using stroke anymore. We're going to be using a fill with gradient with two colors. This being the first color, and this being the second color. Okay, we're slowly getting there. I hope you're enjoying this tutorial as we go along the way. If you follow this tutorial step by step, you should be able to get the desired feel that we're looking for. Okay, we'll take this to the right a little bit. We'll make sure it's just big enough to appear. Okay, I think we're good here. Okay, the color is a little bit too dark over here, so I'll take this one, come over to where the gradient is. I think I'll rotate it a little bit. Okay, a little bit to the side. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. Okay, I think we have that figured out. So we have designed this place, this layer here and this layer here. Let's now put in the small boxes. There are five very small polygons. We're going to design all that now. I'm going to create a new folder for that. I'll call it small little polygons. We had enough small. Sorry for my typos. Alright, let's go with the polygons, little ones, just very little polygons with the same color. We have the first one. Okay, I'm going to cancel this. I don't really need it. That was a mistake. And then we have the color of our polygons, which I'm going to select now, which is this. Now come over here and select the color. A few colors to that color we just selected. Okay, now all we have to do is duplicate this polygon into 5 other places. Duplicate this too. And then finally one more duplicate. And we have our small polygons. Now we can move them to the top of the page. Okay, a little bit to the bottom. Remember there are two little polygons. I'm going to duplicate this group. Second one will come down here, but they're a little bit darker. So I'm going to select the darker color and changing my color of my polygons all to that color by selecting all of them, going over to the shape, down to the fill, and selecting the fill color. And then we have our dark polygons. We're almost there. We're almost there. Now let's move on to the text. Okay, so we're in the text portion of our. Oh, first things first, I think we should get this circular rectangle, rounded rectangle. Okay, we're going to also select the color that we're being used. We have this, and we have this. Okay, I'm going to go back to gradients, pick the first color, pick the second color. I'll change the angle of the gradients so it moves from right to left, from left to right, sorry. And I think I'll increase the size a little bit. Then I think we are good with this. We can start entering our tests. So I'll create a new folder. I'll call it text. Okay, we're done with the polygons. I'm going to select all the polygons folder, drag it, and drop it into a folder, and call that folder design. So you arrange your work so that you don't get to be confused. Now let's move over to text. The first text, we have the COVID-19. COVID-19. Okay, I will increase the size of the text. I'll change the font to Arial font. Okay, there we go. Then I'll change the color to white. Okay, I want to increase the size of the font. And I'll increase the height, make it longer. Okay, it's long, so we just reduce it a little bit. Alright, so we have our text. Then underneath the COVID-19 text, we have product info. I'm just going to duplicate the COVID-19. You know what? Let's just type it over again. Product info. Okay, that's what we're doing. I would reduce this to 100%. The text height to 100%, so I can increase the text just enough to enter into the box. Okay, I think we got that. Then this text down underneath is the lorem ipsum test. I'm going to show you how to get the lorem ipsum test. The lorem ipsum test is basically a random text that graphic designer use when working on a project, practically a template. That's when we usually use lorem ipsum. And to get the full text, all you have to do is go to Google and type lorem ipsum full text. Click on the first website you see. And then you can copy the text and use it just like you want it. Remember, it is a Latin text that designers use when working on their projects. It doesn't exactly mean anything. It's just random. Also, the line height is a little bit too much for me. I'm going to select this, go down to auto, then reduce the size of our font. Seems like we have too much font. Remember, it's a random test, so we're just trying to get the particular text that looks like it. Doesn't mean we need the exact text. Now I'm going to remove the bold. Seems like it's too bold. Come down here to regular. Okay, I think we got that. I'm going to move it down a little bit. Okay, so we've been able to create this top part. Now let's do down here. We're running out of time though, so I have to hurry up. I'm going to put this in a folder and call it header. Then we start with this next one. We have O1. The font is different, so we have to look for a font. Yep, this one is okay. We can work with this. We'll take this to 100. Increase the size a little bit. I think we're good to go. Then we'll have to make the color a little bit darker. Then we have your product. Okay, remove this. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, we just have to pick the color we're looking for. Okay, we have the text, so I'm going to change the color to this. Then our resize. Let's leave this on auto. Resize. Seems like I'm going to have to reduce the line spacing. Okay. I'll reduce the font a little bit. I think that works. Then we need more lorem ipsum test. So I'm just going to do this. This down to regular. What's the color size? Blue, which is pretty okay, so we're just going to leave it. Then the font looks too big, so I'm just going to reduce this font. 13 is okay. So we have our font. Okay, so we have one. I'm going to duplicate this. This is number 1. 01. I will duplicate this. All I have to do is pick up my text to change this to 2. Then rename this 02. I'll duplicate 2 and put it over here. And rename it 3. And what we just have to do is our shape, our straight line shape in between. We're just going to pick this right here. Okay, we'll increase the size. I'm going to increase the fill color to this. Okay, and I'll increase the width to 3 to fit Okay, and we're done with that. Now, what we need to do next is, you can notice that we have 3 images here. So I'm going to show you how to put in these images in these polygons. So first of all, we have to go to pixels.com to get some images relating to COVID-19. We're not going to be getting the exact images, we're going to be getting random images, so they work. I'm just going to download some COVID-19 images. You just need about 3 different images. Okay, so we have our images here, all pixels. I'm going to copy them and put them into a folder where my project files can be found, so it will be easy for me to make use of them. So I created a new folder so I can put them in there. Search for the others. Naturally just copy directly from my browser into the folder. So we have 3 images. I'm going to copy out. I'm going to place all these 3 images into our project by coming over here, go down to place, find out where I've placed the picture, which is the Photoshop tutorial, work files, project. Just have to be sure. Trying to preview the image. Okay. You have to place them one after the other. Okay, I will just reduce the size by holding down my shift and resizing. We have our first image. Now remember that these images are going directly into design, directly to where we placed our polygons, especially the big ones. So I'm going to insert the 3 images first, and the first one I've inserted by copying and using the place option from the file menu. These other 2 I'm just going to insert by clicking and dragging into our Photoshop application. Okay, so now we have our 3 images. We just have to find the rectangles. We have the right polygons. The pictures are going into right polygons. We'll select, click and drag them. Find where my white polygons folder is, which is here. And we have polygon 1. We'll take the first picture into polygon 1. Then we'll clip it directly into polygon 1. Just right click, go to create a clipping mask. Then you can choose to resize. So we have our first polygon. Moving on to the second one, polygon 2. We're going to drag this picture, arrange it right next to where polygon 2 is. Right click on create clipping marks, resize. And then finally, we're going to put it in polygon 3. Drag this over there. Right click and create the clipping marks. And we're done. So there we go. We have successfully inserted, we've successfully designed the banner. So if you look at it, it looks almost the same as the previous one. We're using our shape tools and a lot of other tools. We have successfully been able to design and complete a banner. So if you don't understand any of the processing, we should just try going over the video again, and I'm pretty sure you'll get it right. You just have to keep designing over and over again. And designing or working with Photoshop application is easy. It just depends on how much you're used to it. So you can actually replicate designs, or you can actually create your own, as long as you understand how to use your tools. Thank you. Hi. In this video, we worked on our first project, the project 1. And we used what the skills we have learned so far in this tutorial to create a flyer that I got from the freepik website. In the next video, we are going to be working on our second project, project 2.